Well everyone, MARKCHES here. Welcome to the channel, and for today's video I'll be giving you my performance review of the all-new 8083 Ultra. Let's go. So guys, if you've been following the channel, you know I have been a big fan of the 808 series from Li-Ning, or Way of Wade rather. So Way of Wade is a sub-brand of Li-Ning, so they're connected. So the 808 Ultra, even the regular versions, I'm really impressed with this line because it's not a signature sneaker, but the performance that you'll be getting out of this model is really nice. And a lot of people have been comparing this too with the Kobe's because of the drop-in midsole insole of this one, and it kind of looks like a Kobe too. So it takes inspiration with a Kobe sneaker, I believe so. But in terms of performance, let's find out how it performs. So the Ultra version that I have here is the black colorway, or the New York colorway. It has this BHM color on the side, on the medial side of the sneaker. You can see it's very similar to the jersey that I'm wearing. So it's very shouting Brooklyn. That's what I'm noticing about this colorway. And even on the outsole, it has some nice hints of colors on the outsole, and it's blacked out, and it's really cool. And they have different colorways of the Ultra version, and this is one of the best in my opinion. So the upper of the Ultra is made out of this screen mesh upper, this knit mesh upper, and there's some fusing on the toe area for durability. And when you take a look at the lateral side, you can see, like, very similar to the 808 too, it goes up here to contain your foot well on the lateral part of your forefoot, and that plastic piece goes from the forefoot to the heel, also to give a little bit more rigidity to the sneaker, which we are going to talk about in a while too, and the reason why they put this plastic piece here. And on the heel side, you can see there's a carbon fiber here. That's one of the main difference of the Ultra with the regular version. The regular version doesn't have carbon fiber on the panels of the sneaker, which we are going to talk about in a different video. So this one, in terms of containment, since you're really sitting low to the ground, the version 3 is no different from the 2s and the 1s. If you have been playing with the 808, you know the feeling of the 808 is really low to the ground. Plus, you will feel the cushion right below your foot, since this is a drop-in midsole insole. But for the upper right now, very durable and it doesn't stretch. Ventilation is really on point too, because you can see it. If I put my hand here, you can see my finger inside. So this is a really well ventilated sneaker. And even on the tongue, there's some perforations here, and the tongue is padded. Even though it's not too thick, it still is very comfortable when you're tightening up the laces. Ooh, look at the details on the last lace loop. Look at that. It's like a checkered. You can see it from the light. So some subtle details of the sneaker, and even on the heel, this star, which is also holographic, you can see, or iridescent rather. And fabric here is like similar to the ones here. So very nice detail on this one. And there's a window here on the medial side where you can see the drop-in midsole insole. But before we get into that, let's talk about the heel cup. The padding on the heel is really nice, very thick, so it really contains your foot quite nicely. Given this is a really low cut sneaker, you can see how low it goes in your ankle bone. So it goes really low, and there's some extra fabric here, this pink and purple on both sides, so it gives a little bit more friction for your heel to be locked up in the heel part of the sneaker. So that's one thing that I noticed on the Ultra 3 compared to the Ultra 1, especially because the Ultra 2 already have a lot of paddings around the heel. So the one, I felt a little bit of heel slippage there for their low cuts, but on the 3, you can really feel it cupping your heel because of how thick the foam or padding around the heel is on the 3. So that's one subtle upgrade on the 3s that I think is really worth mentioning. And let's take out the insole and midsole of this one. So the Ultra has a full-length boom, and on the regular ones it has a cloud foam. I think it's still cloud foam, and there's a puck of boom in the forefoot, but this one is full length boom cushion, and you can see how thin it is, so you're really sitting low to the ground. So for all of you who likes responsiveness and low to the ground feel, sorry for this, the fabric came from my socks. So this one is ultra thin. You can see how thin it is in the forefoot, but what's nice about this is you can still feel the bounce below your foot even though it's really close to the ground. And there's a subtle impact protection in the heel, and one thing that helps out in the impact protection is this hollow part, so that the boom will be pressed down a little bit more around the heel so that it will compress a bit more to give you a bit more impact protection. So instead of the small plastic piece in the middle, they put a huge plastic piece here for more rigidity and more spring back to the drop-in midsole, which I think is a good upgrade on the drop-ins of the 808 3 Ultra. So this is nicely done, and it allows the boom cushion to expand here in the holes on the forefoot. So yeah, if you are someone who really likes low to the ground feel, responsiveness, but you will still feel the bounce and impact protection, so this drop-in boom really balances on how low the 808 3 Ultra is. Now as for the traction, it has like this tire-like traction. It kind of reminds me of the traction pattern of the GT Cut 1. So it is kind of similar to that pattern, and I believe that it's quite different from the pattern on the 2. So this one has more of like a tire-like pattern from the forefoot to the heel. And as for the rubber material, it's deep but it's thin, so I still wouldn't suggest this to be used outdoors because of how thin the rubber patterns are. But in terms of using it indoors, I played with this indoors and it was squeaking really loudly, and it was gripping really hard on the wooden floor and even on the cement floor. So if you have tried the 808 1 and 2, it's no different. The traction on the 3s is also on point. There's another carbon fiber plate here for extra torsional support. So that's one thing that they really added on the 3, is that they added a bit more support. Like they really made this plastic piece really big on the drop-in, plus they put another carbon fiber piece here on the bottom, and even on the lateral part you still have this same torsional plastic here so that you won't over twist your foot, because you can see how it's easy to fold the sneaker is without the drop-in. So as for the weight of the 808 3 Ultra, such a long name, so it's 430. Yeah, 430. So really light sneaker too for the tech that you'll be getting out of this sneaker. So look, there's New York here. So those are the subtle touches of the sneaker. And as for sizing, go half size down if you're a regular footer. That's my recommendation. But if you're a wide footer, go true to size. So let me know what you think about the 808 3 Ultra. Hit me a comment down below. So for me, I like the look, especially this colorway. It's fire. And let me know if you have played with them. Hit me a comment down below. This has been MARKCHES once again. Thank you for dropping by this channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.